So a little blog update for you guys. I don't really know what to say actually because it's been a bit of a been a bit of a down week. At the risk of sounding like a bit of a Debbie Downer, I've always been honest with the blog, so I'm not going to try and sort of hide it. But this has been a really tough week for me, and for no particular reason. So there's been a few things that have happened, like for example with the toilet and me falling out the wheelchair, and there were excuses to kind of feel a bit down, but they were also welcome distractions, I guess. This week has been, I think, I think definitely the hardest week. I mean, I've faced some pretty tough challenges, but at least when you've got sort of challenges, you've got something to focus on. Whereas well, it's kind of difficult to admit, but it's been probably the hardest week this week. I think when I was at the rehab centre, I was surrounded by people that were less fortunate than myself. Like, I'd be like, oh crikey, at least I'm not that guy. At least I'm not that guy. You know, that could be, you know. I was sort of buzzing around the place. I was like the happy guy. And it was nice, you know. People were like, oh, there's that happy guy that buzzes around the place real quick and he's always smiling. And that was kind of like my thing. You know, now I'm at home. I sort of interact with people less, and I don't know. I'm kind of struggling to find a sense of purpose. You know, I really miss my job, to be honest. Like, I really miss the people that I used to work with, hanging out with them, sort of having. As a chef, you have a prep list, you have a service, you wind down afterwards, you have something to do every day, you know. And I know cooking food for people isn't my life's purpose, but at least I was like a cog in a machine, you know, that I was felt like I was part of something. So I guess being unemployed is a bit depressing, and the sort of prospects of employment sort of pretty diminished now. I've always sort of done manual labour stuff, so I guess I don't really know what I'm going to do. I mean, I know I've got to focus on my rehab, but I'm just struggling a little bit with self-discipline, I guess, getting up in the morning. I've had some absolutely horrendous night's sleep with leg spasms. They calmed down for ages. I had a good 4 or 5 nights where I didn't have any spasms, and I was over the moon. I had some really decent night's sleep. And then, it's hard to get up in the morning and start your daily routine with 3 hours sleep, you know. So I've been struggling with, I guess, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess depression, I guess is probably the appropriate word. I don't really like to use that word. I've never really struggled. I've had a lucky life, you know. Some people struggle with depression and they're not in a wheelchair, but it's hard to wake up sort of a bit depressed, and then the first thing you see is the wheelchair, and the first thing you feel is the pain, and you know, you've got to put a tube in your willy to do a wee. And then the whole morning routine takes so long. It's so hard to get, you know, if I've got to be somewhere at 10 o'clock in the morning, I've got to get up at 7:30, you know. It just seems, I don't know, I don't know. It's just a bit of a struggle. It's mentally, to stay strong, to stay motivated. You know, I've had people coming up to me and saying, oh, you know, you're such an inspiration. If that was me, I would just sit at home feeling sorry for myself all the time. That would be horrendous. I don't know how you do it. And then I'm actually sitting at home feeling sorry for myself, and it's hard because I'm not that guy. I don't like to think of myself as that guy, but yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling a bit, but it's okay. I'm starting next week. Hôpital du Jour back in Evian, so I'll get a taxi, come pick me up, and I'll go back and I'll see the people there, and so that'll be something to focus my energy on and try and stay positive and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess I'm just missing that. I don't know. I mean, I suppose I could set myself challenges. I've got artwork I could do. I could write songs. I could learn to play I've got loads of musical instruments I could learn to play in the house. I've just sort of, I don't know. Yeah, I've sort of reclused a bit, which I didn't want to do. You know, I wanted to like be active and do things, but I mean, I've been out. I went last night. I was at a dinner party, which was really nice. My friend invited me over, and it was nice. It was great socialising with my friends. But there's a fundraiser. I mean, crikey, I feel like I'm so ungrateful for saying all these things, but it's kind of weird, you know, when people say that they struggle with depression, and then if you have never experienced that, you're just like, oh, come on, buck your ideas up, mate. You know, like, and you can do things like think of what you're grateful for, which is really helpful. But when that sort of dark cloud comes over, it really, like, those things, like thinking of things you're grateful for, really only is a temporary fix. You know, it's like, oh yeah, okay, at least I'm not worse injured, at least I'm alive. But then it slowly creeps back, and it's yeah, I guess until you to sort of experience it firsthand, it's like well, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Maybe some people watching can relate to that, maybe some people can't, but yeah, it's a bit of a struggle, but you know, I've got to stay positive. That's that, you know, obviously, and I just, yeah, it's been a tough week. So it's a bit of a weird blog entry. I haven't got any fun videos to share with you. I haven't really done anything. So I guess this is just what I'm sharing with you. I had a friend come visit me today, and we spoke and stuff, and she's like, just do a blog entry about it, you know, just like tell people, like, people kind of like the blog for whatever reason, people like to watch it, so just let people know how you feel, you know. And I was just like, okay, cool, because yeah, I guess I'd sometimes I'd think that if I haven't got anything positive and to put out, like, why bother getting people down with my worries? But she encouraged me to do it anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I'm gonna try harder. I'm gonna keep the blog updated, and yeah, I think it's just, you know, like, there's been a steady rhythm of like ups and downs since the whole injury. So I'm really hoping that out of this slump I have a huge boost. Starting back at Hôpital du Jour, Evian, rehab next week, and hopefully I can update the blog next week and be like, fuck last week, you know, like, this week I'm flying. Yeah, I think it's got to be peaks and troughs, man. It can't stay this low. So yeah, that's all, I guess. Again, if anyone wants to send me any challenges or things to do, I can try and do them, and yeah, occupy myself and stuff like that. Also, if anyone's got any ideas of like some sort of job I can do, because I'm sort of struggling with the idea of what I'm going to do eventually, like once rehab finishes. I don't know where I'm going to get with the rehab. Like, I've got some leg movement, but you know, like, a full recovery is fairly hopeful, I guess. And I don't know, like I say, I don't know. Any ideas? Come at me. Again, yeah, love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.